Hello, it is time for Seattle Sips, where we check out some amazing drinks in our area.
Yes, today we're joined by Zach Johnson with the Tin Lizzie Lounge. Thanks for coming in, Zach.
My pleasure.
This is exciting. So, Tin Lizzie Lounge, it's a speakeasy in Seattle Center, right?
Yep.
Tell us all about it.
So we've been around since about 1915. We kind of like to look at ourselves as an unpretentious speakeasy. So our entrance is easy enough to find. We really want to make sure that the craft cocktail experience is really accessible to everybody. So even if you're not a craft cocktail person, please come on by. We'd love to have you. We've got live music every Friday. Just a chill, relaxed vibe to kind of get into the craft cocktail scene.
So inside it's a speakeasy vibe, but outside you can cut in. You don't have to have a secret password or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. So you were saying you do have live music every Friday. Talk to me about what you want people to feel when they walk in.
We do want you to be transported a little bit, right? So we try to lean into the jazz and some like smoky vocalists and stuff like that.
Yes.
Just so it's a good place for a date night or some place where you're going to come out with your friends, family, just kind of entertain folks, make them feel like they're getting an exclusive experience.
Cool. And I know you're doing something special for Women's History Month.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So we're doing two cocktails that have some women's history. The first cocktail that we're doing is actually the first cocktail ever made by a female bartender in the United States.
What is it?
So it's called the Hanky Panky. And I'll get started with you on that. And while I'm stirring, I'll give you a little bit of the history. But
Please.
We're going to start with 1.5 ounces of London Dry Gin. Any good one will do. We're using a Seattle local right now. Then at equal parts, another 1.5 ounces of sweet vermouth.
Okay.
And we're going to top that off with Fernet Branca, which is like a herbal liqueur. So it's going to have kind of like a minty menthol element to it.
Is that like one shot's worth?
Great question. So it's about like a spoon's worth, about 0.25 ounces of that.
Okay.
In there, and then the main liqueurs that we put in there are a shot each. So you got about 2 shots in here, yeah. So this cocktail was invented by Miss Ada Coleman in 1906. She was the first bartender that we know of, at least, a female bartender in the United States at the Savoy Hotel in New York City. And Hanky Panky, we kind of know what that might be a euphemism for.
Sure.
That's why she named it that way, because I think she had a lot of guys asking her how her Hanky Panky was. And this was her answer, giving them a very strong drink.
Pay me some money and I'll show you my hanky panky.
Exactly, exactly. So very, very cool lady there.
And so it is a very strong drink, you were saying.
It is, yes. So it's smooth, balanced, and it's one of those cocktails, super simple, but we don't really mess with the ingredients too much because it really was perfected when she made it back in 1906.
And tell me about the choice to serve this in a copper?
Copper, yeah, great question. So copper, in addition to kind of being an antioxidant a little bit, is great for keeping drinks colder. And this is one of those drinks that you want to keep cold throughout the entire experience.
It looks so special coming in the cup like that.
Ooh, hello, ma'am. That is strong, but it's delicious.
It's pretty drinkable, right? Nice and
very
smooth.
drinkable, I would say, and I think that knowing the history makes it even more special.
I agree, yeah.
That's really cool.
What else are we making?
So we're also going to do it's our take on the Clover Club, which is a contemporary of the Hanky Panky, but we put a little different spin on it. We named it the Asadi Club. It's named after a courageous, intelligent, beautiful Iranian woman who also happens to be my wife.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And we're lucky enough that it's become a crowd favorite, so we've kind of kept it on the menu there. So instead of a London Dry Gin, we're going to do a botanical gin this time.
Okay.
So you're going to get a lot of botanics in there, kind of floral elements.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 1 ounce of botanical gin. We're going to do 1 ounce of an Icelandic aquavit.
What is that?
Great question. So it's a neutral grain alcohol made from caraway seed. In this case, we're using Brennivin, which is the #1 liquor in all of Iceland. It's going to give it this really bracing element in addition to the soft botanics.
Beautiful.
We're also going to do like basically a 1/2 ounce of creme de framboise. So you're going to get some raspberry in there. We're going to do a little bit of simple. It's going to be sweet, but we want to counteract the freshly squeezed lemon juice. Always squeeze your juice as fresh as if you're doing it at home. It seems like a pain, but it makes such a good difference in the
So
cocktails.
much
Yes, absolutely.
So we're going to do about 0.75 of lemon there. Here's where it gets a little weird. We're going to do just a little bit of salt water, and that's going to actually kind of
salt, so.
Do you salt your water? Is that how you make that?
Yeah, we make this in the bars. Great question.
Take a scoop.
What it's going to do, instead of blending all the ingredients like you would normally do in a cocktail, it's going to kind of separate them out. So you're going to get some layers of the flavor.
Okay.
We're going to top it off with some vegan egg white that's going to emulsify the drink and also give it like a really nice foam on top.
Oh my gosh, vegan egg white. I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either until just recently. Now it's like, it's great. You don't have to ask people about allergies or anything like that.
But it's
So we
nice
got the
and
glass
foamy.
here. We'll give it a good shake.
We love a shake.
We love a shake. It's an art.
All right.
Beautiful. Wow.
Nicely shaken up there. And so I think this has become such a crowd favorite because it's a pretty accessible drink, especially for people who might be their first time trying gin.
Yeah.
They're not going to get a lot of the gin elements. It's just really kind of like a little fresh, sweet garden in a glass there.
Ooh, I love the color of it, too.
Yeah, it's a nice color. And that, we top it off with a little bit of fresh thyme, just because there's not a great nose on the glass. You can't really smell it.
Yeah.
And so if you get... Wake it up there a little bit. If you get that on the nose, it's going to kind of open up the experience a lot more.
So excited for this. We were just talking about our favorite cocktails this morning. I was saying, put a fresh herb in it, and that's my favorite cocktail.
That's it. Let's see here. What do we think?
Oh my gosh, it is so botanical. You can really taste and smell the herbs when you're drinking it, and it's like the perfect combination of sweet, salty, little kick to it. I love this. And I love the color too.
Thank you so much.
This has been so fun, and thank you for the history lesson as well.
my pleasure.
Really appreciate that.